Hey guys, what is up? It is Limitluss, and today I am bringing you guys a brand new video. As you guys can see, I am playing some Forza Horizon 3, and in today's video, I am going to be explaining, one, where I have been for the past few weeks, and what I have been doing. Now, before we get into today's video, if you guys do hear a little bit of a rattling sound in the background, that is my wheel. I'm using a Logitech G920 driving force racing wheel, and it is not belt driven like the Thrustmasters, so it does make a little bit of rattling noise. Like if I go over a bump, I'll give you guys like a, if you can kind of hear that in the background, it's kind of shaking right there. I just gave it a little flick, and that's basically what it's going to sound like. So if you do hear that in the background, I'm sorry. It does get annoying, but you do get used to it, and hopefully it won't bug too many of you guys. I'm going to try and make this video as quick as possible, but if you guys can't stay for the whole thing, put it into your watch later, and really take this video into consideration. I'm going to be asking for your guys' opinions on what I should do, what you guys want to see, and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's basically what I'm going to be doing, basing all my next videos off of for the next little while. So before we get into this, like I said, I'm going to explain what has been going on. So I started YouTube about 4 or 5 years ago. I was 12 at the time. I am now 16. I'm almost 17. I turned 17 in April, and so basically, when I started YouTube, I was using a screen recorder, and I was recording Clash of Clans on my phone. I was absolutely obsessed with that game. You know, I was crazy. I maxed out Town Hall 9. I spent so much of my iTunes gift card Christmas money on that game, and it's so crazy. I will probably, at some point in time, pull that back up and maybe even show you guys. I've got videos of my voice when I was like 12. I sounded like a complete wuss, and you know, it's kind of funny, but I am saving those for a subscriber milestone, and hopefully you guys are going to enjoy those whenever you do hear them, because every time that I rewatch them, I'm just like, what was I doing, what was I thinking, all sorts of stuff like that. So basically, like I said, I started when I was 12, and you know, to be successful on YouTube, you have to produce good content. You have to have good editing skills. You know, you don't have to have a good editing software, but you gotta know what you're doing. So I started out using iMovie on my iPhone, you know, playing Clash of Clans, recording with a screen recorder, and you know, then like Apple, I updated my phone and they had patched the screen recorder or something like that, and you know, it was just something that was, you know, kind of a bummer. So my mom at the time was like very supportive of me, and before I say the next part, I want to go ahead and let you guys know I am very privileged. You know, my parents have always been there for me. You know, I've always had food on the table, a roof over my head, and somewhere to sleep, and it's something that a lot of us take for granted and don't really understand when it comes to, you know, somebody else. So one thing that I have like pushed myself to do is to not try at 16 years old not to have my parents, you know, not have to depend on them. So I've had a job since I was 15 and a half. You can get a worker's permit in North Carolina, which is where I live. So I have had a job. I was working at a local car wash, and now I work at a grocery store. And so as of now, I am doing pretty good, and the reason that I have stopped making YouTube videos is because I am making nowhere near enough money to be able to, you know, put gas in my car at 16 years old. I have a Honda Accord 4-cylinder, so I get pretty decent gas mileage, you know, but it's still, I'm putting all the gas in my car. I don't pay for my insurance, but the rules were I buy the car, put the gas in it. My dad pays for the insurance until I get a ticket or get in a wreck. And if I don't get in both, then he'll keep paying for it until my next car. So it was about, you know, 6 months after I got my license. Salty Productions, if you guys want to check out his channel, he's been doing some crazy YouTube videos on Forza. You guys would love to see his content. Go ahead and check it out down in the description below, and you know, give him a quick subscribe. But basically, he was the one who taught me how to drive stick shift. He had, I believe it was a 94 Camaro. It was a V6 convertible, 5-speed, and that's what I learned on. I learned at a Cars and Coffee meet that he came down to my house for, and you know, I had learned how to drive manual. I got the concept on how to drive manuals within the video games. I didn't have a Logitech G920, obviously, but I did have, you know, sort of the idea on how to drive manual cars. Once I got behind the wheel, that car was so hard to drive on, but it was probably one of the best things that I could have done. You know, driving in old cars, not a lot of stuff works, and it makes it easier whenever you get into new cars. So I'm going to explain why I am in a WRX STI in a minute, but I just want to touch bases on what I've been doing and what my plans are. So that's the reason why I haven't been uploading. Obviously, I do make a lot more money than I would at Harris Teeter, or yeah, it's called Harris Teeter. I believe it's only in North Carolina, but I make a lot more money at Harris Teeter than I would making YouTube videos. So I have been sticking to that. I've been busting my butt, putting in as many hours as I can right after school, going to work, and just trying to get as many hours in as possible. And the reason for that is because I want a new car. So like I said, I have a 2002 Honda Accord LX. It is an automatic. It's this goldish color, and it's a very nice car for my first car. I didn't pay too much for it. I bought it totaled. My dad used to do body work. My grandpa's a dealer, so I can buy them off these websites and get it for fairly cheap. So the next car that I was looking at was a Subaru BRZ, and these are 2.0. They have a limited slip diff, rear-wheel drive, and that being said, my dad was like, you're definitely going to pay for your insurance. Those two things don't mix very well. A young kid with a sports car, even though it was a 4-cylinder, it was still a sports car, and they are very expensive on insurance. So I was going to have to be paying for my own insurance and all that sort of stuff, and basically I was looking into it, and then my dad kind of shut me down on the whole idea. So then I was like, okay, so I just, saved all the money that I could, put it in a savings account, and, that's what's been happening ever since. I have been looking around, and I believe that I have found the car that I want. I have 5 siblings myself, and I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of siblings, and in a BRZ, that one really worked too well. It is a very small car. It seats 4 people, so it's kind of ridiculous to even think about that with the amount of siblings that I have. I don't normally drive all 5 of them at the same time, but when I do, it is very, very hectic. Normally, one of them has to drive another car or something like that. But basically, what I have decided on is a 2015 or above Subaru WRX. Now, what I have, thought about and, really considered is a lot of different things that are very important that need to be there. So number one is safety. Safety is always the number one priority. Whether you're in a 1,000 horsepower car or a 20 horsepower car, any sort of vehicle can kill you. Whether it's your fault or the other person's fault, your life is more important than that. So I try my best not to do anything stupid, whether it be texting, anything like that, changing the radio as little as possible, completely focused on the road. So the WRX is a very safe car. It is a Subaru. As you guys know, these are very dependable cars, very safe, and overall just an awesome car. I also wanted a little bit of power behind the wheel. Now, if you guys don't know, the WRX is a 2.0. It is the brand new motor with WRX, and I know that I am in an STI, but the WRX is what I would go with. The STI is a little bit out of my price range. My price range is around 25 grand, and that is a lot of money, but I'm not going to be paying it all off at once. I am going to wait until I turn 18 and do it all on my own so that I don't have to have anybody's help. I want this to be my car, and one of the things that has to be, in a car that I get, it has to have a little bit of power. I want either front wheel drive or all wheel drive, because in North Carolina it doesn't snow too much, but whenever it does, I want to be able to get out and do stuff, whether it be driving an all wheel drive, close to 300 horsepower car. It's something that needs to happen. My car does okay in the snow. It is a front-wheel drive. If you guys don't know, Honda Accords are front-wheel drive, and it does okay in the snow, but an all-wheel drive car would be a little bit better with the front and rear wheels driving forward. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just the best for snow, rain, anything that you can think of, this thing will tackle. It is also turbocharged. Now, I'm not really worried about turbocharged. If the car wasn't turbocharged, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But the WRX has an amazing, just like motor. This is the new motor. I believe it's an FT86, I believe is what it's called. For all of you guys that do know the exact motor, put it in the comment section down below. It has the same one as the BRZ. Now, I was looking at the BRZ, and again, my dad shut me down on it. I had a mod list that I was going to do. I was obsessed with this car. I was going to put Borla, unequal link tethers, and NVIDIA One Q300 exhaust on it, you know, just had everything that I was going to do to it, an open flash tablet. And I've kind of done the same with the WRX, but I've kind of taken it into consideration. So as of now, any day that I do not work in the afternoons, you know, normally I don't work maybe 2 days a week, I'm going to start making videos. YouTube is not profitable enough for me to completely quit my job and take over for it full time. Whenever I got my Elgato, I was 14 at the time. I didn't have a job, so I was just saving up. My mom bought it for me and said, you're going to have to pay me. So every month she would take like $20, and I actually got it paid off in like 3 months. You know, it was like $200-ish. No, the Elgato was, yeah, like $200-ish. I got a blue snowball, and you know, she put it all together, and I had to pay her monthly. So I got it paid off in like 3 months. I was busting my butt trying to do anything I could. I was mowing neighbors' yards and stuff like that, just to get the money to pay it off, to, you know, officially make it mine. And so now that I have this, I have the capability to be able to make good content, you know, whether it be Xbox, whether it be on the iPhone, PS4, anything I can think of. I have the ability to do that. And, you know, it kind of makes it very, you know, like, it just makes it so much better for creating content. And I believe that's why my channel has blown up over the past few months. You know, before I stopped like uploading, before I got my job, you know, my channel was blowing up. I went from like 50 subscribers to 300 in like 3 months, which is absolutely ridiculous for a smaller channel. Now, obviously, whenever you get up there, you know, you climb at a very steady pace, and it's a very high rate of, you know, I don't know, subscriber gains or something like that. But, you know, it's something that I love to do. I love having a fan base. You know, I know that 300 subscribers, there's only a few fans that are like die hard crazy, if any. And, you know, it's such an amazing feeling having a community. And I've talked about this in previous videos, and the video is getting kind of long. But, you know, I just want to let you guys know why I haven't been making videos and why I stopped, you know, what's been going on. And yeah, so that's basically the reason, is I have been working, trying to save up for a new car, but now is where I'm going to give you guys the, you know, like, where I want to include you guys with this. So, as you guys know, I do want a WRX. Now, I took the STI just because we don't have a WRX, and I tried to just shift there, or look to the right with my paddle shifters, and normally it does that. But I took the big wing off the STI because the WRX does not come with the wing, and I'm going to change my controls right here, just to actually show you guys what happens. So the WRX does not come with this huge, ridiculous wing that looks absolutely crazy on the STIs. It comes with a little ducktail, and you can actually get it with nothing as well. Now, I found this car to look so ugly. You know, I was like, you know, it's ugly. I'd have to put the wing on it for it to look good, but I actually found out that it was the rims that made the car ugly. So obviously, it is going to have a little bit of a ducktail, but let me get the wheels in the light, and you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, some bigger wheels will look very nice. They would have to be black, and I would get it in this grayish color. So, my requirements are 25-ish grand. It has to have a little, it's got to have some decent power, you know, 250 horsepower and up. It has to be all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, one of those two, and it has to be 4-door. You know, with 5 siblings, you know, it's preferably got to be a 4-cylinder, just because that's what will get the best on gas mileage. And at 16, I can't be, you know, filling up a V8 every time I go to, you know, the store and back. It's just, gas would get crazy, you know, the economy with gas and stuff. It's just a lot to take into consideration, seeing how I'm going to be doing this all on my own. So I want to know down in the comment section which car you guys think. So obviously there's the WRX, and it's like right where I want it. I went and test drove one. They are crazy. It's got some crazy power, especially from like a 150 horsepower Honda Accord. Oh my goodness, that was a brick wall. So, you know, it was crazy. It was an amazing experience. You know, there's so many aftermarket parts for it, and it's just a crazy nice car. You know, that leaves me with the Focus ST, which is a front-wheel drive, the Focus RS, which is a little bit above the price range, but it is all-wheel drive, and it does have a crazy transmission, you know, with the drift mode button and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, I can't really give too much detail about that cars. So you guys do your research on all the cars that you can think of, including what I have, you know, proposed, and let me know down in the comment section which car you guys think would be the best for my specifications. I believe that's the right word that I'm trying to use right there. And just let me know down in the comment section what you guys think would be the best. Now, obviously, I've kind of got my mindset on the WRX. I have everything planned out, you know, how I'm going to do it. I went and talked to a lady about building my credit, and she said that, went to my local bank, and she said I could open a credit card account, you know, buy gas with it, buy the little cheap stuff, and pay it off every month, you know, pay it off full, and it would build my credit, and the dealers would allow me to lease one. And so that was a very, very, very nice bump. My mom said that if I need a cosign, that she would do it, but that she wasn't going to be making my payments and stuff. So, you know, it's going to be a crazy experience, and hopefully by then I will have done a face reveal, because I'm going to, whether I have or not, vlog the day that I get the car. So with that being said, guys, again, don't forget to let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about the you know, cars. Let me know which car you think that I should get, and let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. I'm going to be making videos on my days off from here on out, just to try and build my YouTube channel, and hopefully sometime be able to take on YouTube as a full-time job. But anyways, guys, that's going to end today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching it. If you guys did stick through the whole thing, post something in the comments. We'll make a quick little word right here. You know, let's do Subaru, or let's do WRX Cobb Stage 2. If you've made it to this video, comment down, or to the end of this video, and you're hearing this, comment down in the comments WRX Cobb Stage 2, and I'll give you guys a little bit more information in the next video. Anyways, like I said, this is the end of the video. Don't forget to click that like button, and if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe for, you know, hopefully some more crazy content. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.